Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
We're back on air. Myles and Simon, Insights in Isolation.
Myles here.
This is Simon. Sorry, it's been a little bit since we posted. We've been really busy in this quarantine, and Myles is kind of hard to pin down. Not right, Myles?
That's right. I've been prepping.
But I know our viewers have been really eager to hear from us, so we're back on air. And I promised some interesting conversation for this episode, so we'll get that to you. And also, we had a couple questions from our fans, so I'll get at least some of those out. I think the main topic today is the Constitution and our constitutional rights. And
that's right.
There's been some talk about suspending those during the crisis. Like, what kind of rights, for example?
Well, they were talking about the Department of Justice sent legislation to Congress about suspending our habeas corpus, which we looked up, and that could be your constitutional rights as freedom to assembly, which is already being limited. You can't gather more in California, at least, of 10 people or 6 people or more. But that also means your freedom of speech, your right to bear arms, women's right to vote, things like that. So if our constitutional, and the biggest one is the government can detain you without a cause indefinitely. And so those constitutional rights, I'm fearful of that if we don't find some kind of checks and balances on it, it could get out of control.
I wonder, we just got the news the other day that the United States is has the most confirmed cases in the world, and maybe that's also because we have all these constitutional rights. So, Myles, what do you think? Like, where's the balance? Freedom versus taking control of this crisis situation.
Absolutely. I think it lies all in the state's hands. If the state, like for example, Gavin Newsom, our governor, has issued a 30-day lockdown, which is going to be reevaluated by April 7th, I believe. And so I think if the governor says that we have to continue this isolation, then we have to continue. Right now, they're not enforcing the law. It's a misdemeanor if they catch you out in public and you're not quote doing something that's of essential activity. So I think there is a fine balance, but to get people to stay at home, I think is important. But to detain you indefinitely, to limit your freedom of speech, to limit your right to vote, maybe this upcoming November, I just find that hard to believe how that would help you during this crisis.
Yeah. Right. Especially if we don't get to have an election in November, that might be. Well, I don't want to get into it. Let's get into something a little more serious, which is a question from someone who's been a big fan of Myles for a long time, but she's never actually met him. But this is from Sydney Schooler, I think that's how you say her name.
Hi, Sydney.
Hey, Sydney. Sydney wants to know, Myles, what are your go-to snacks during isolation?
Any and everything. Well, I'm trying to eat healthy. I was on a weight loss journey before the coronavirus, and I still am trying to continue that. Go-to snacks is carrots, things like that. We're making some celery. But let's get real now. I love the chips, the cookies. I get so bored at home that I just start eating and eating and eating. So I think as far as snacks, maybe it's just good to limit your total food intake during this time.
But another thing you could do, which Myles has been doing, is increasing your exercise.
Trying to. Simon just got done working out as well.
Yeah, I didn't have time to. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to shower, but
a little prison workout didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, usually Myles and I work out together, but with our busy quarantine schedules, it's been hard. But Myles got out for a 4-miler today.
4 miles.
4-mile run.
Yeah.
So
felt good. Felt good to be out and see nature. It's a beautiful day today. Nice and sunny, a little bit windy. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, I have to say, this whole coronavirus is, killing people and making them unemployed and such. But it is getting people outside and out of their cars. It's kind of nice.
I think so too. So there is a little bit of silver lining in all of the negativity that we hear. I also was hearing that during this time, air flight control is down, traffic is down, and that's probably going to help Mother Nature breathe in her lungs and everything.
Yeah. So Mother Nature might come out okay on this one.
We hope. She needs it.
Yeah. Well, that's about all we got, I think, for today, unless you have any closing thoughts.
Just stay safe out there and continue to hunker down, and just know that this social isolation is not all for naught, that there are countries, China, Taiwan, South Korea, that have implemented heavy social distancing, and they've beaten the curve or gotten over it. So we're hopeful that America, especially New York, and now it's bleeding to some parts of the South, we just hope that those people are okay, that they're able to find the food and shelter that they need, and just as a country we can all come together and really just triumph over this disease or this virus.
Amen. Amen to that. All right. Don't forget to submit your questions for next time, and we'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely. Have a good one.